Chapter 2. The Scope of Semantics. 2.1 Naming. Communication is defined as a system with the signifier, on one hand, and the signified, on the other. The signifier is a word in the language and the signified is the object in the world that it stands for, refers to or denotes. Words are names or labels for things. Two terminological terms may be made. 1. Expression, sequence of words with a grammatical identity. 2. Denotation versus reference, the former indicates the class of persons, things, etc., the latter the actual persons, things, etc. Difficulties with this naming view. 1. It seems to apply only to nouns. It is difficult to extend the theory of naming to include other parts of speech. 2. Some nouns do not denote objects in the world, e.g. 2. Some nouns do not denote objects in the world, for example unicorn, goblin, fairy. As a solution, we distinguish two kinds of worlds, the real and that of fairy tales. 3. Some nouns do not refer to physical objects at all, for example love, hate, inspiration. 4. The meaning of the relevant word is by no means the same as its denotation. For example the evening star and the morning star. Both denote a single object, the planet Venus, but hardly have the same meaning. 5. Even when words are linked to visible objects in the world, they often denote a whole set of rather different objects. For example chair, settee, stool. The classification of objects in terms of the words used to denote them differs from language to language. For example p.21. One way out of all our difficulties is to say that only some words actually denote objects. The others have a meaning derived from the more basic cues. Russell suggested two kinds of words. 1 object word and 2 dictionary word. Object words are learned ostensibly, i.e., by pointing at objects. Dictionary words are defined in terms of the object words. Thus object words have ostensive definition. 2.2 Concepts. Another view is to relate words through the mediation of concepts of the mind. Two of the best-known versions are the sign theory of de Saussure and the semiotic triangle of Ogden and Richards. According to de Saussure, the linguistic sign consists of a signifier and signified, a sound image and a concept, both linked by a psychological associative bond. Ogden and Richards saw the relationship as a triangle. Figure 1, the symbol is the linguistic element, word, sentence, etc., the referent the object in the world, while thought or reference is concept. Symbol referent. There is no direct link between symbol and referent, language in the world. The link is via thought or reference, the concept of our minds. This theory avoids many of the problems of naming. The classification, for instance, need not be natural or universal, but merely conceptual. The problem with this theory: what is precisely the associative bond or the link between symbol and concept? An answer can be that it is a psychological one, that when we think of a name we think of the concept and vice versa, i.e.,